Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and congratulations on your appointment to your new role. I would like to congratulate the previous speaker on his maiden speech and congratulate him on his election to Parliament. And he's right to remind us all about the role of aspiration and all children seeking to do their best. I need to pay tribute to my parents, my father for sparking my interest in politics, and my mother for telling me when I was 17 that if you don't try, you'll never know what you can do. And so it is truly the honour of my life to take my seat in this place. I'm the fourth person to serve Mid-Sussex since the constituency was first created in 1974. And I'd like to thank my predecessor, the Honourable Member for East Grinstead and Uckfield, who has already given her time and support in relation to urgent issues affecting children in both of our constituencies. And it would be amiss not to acknowledge the noble Lord Soames in another place, who is held in high regard by the good people of Mid-Sussex. Yeah. However, due to the vagaries of boundary changes, I had to go back some 50 years to the maiden speech given by the late Baron Renton to find the original and only maiden speech made by a Member of Parliament for Mid-Sussex. Upon reading that 1974 maiden, I did briefly consider a simple copy and paste job. Such is the relevance of his speech, echoing through the decades to the moment that we find ourselves in today. He raised concerns about the expansion of Gatwick Airport, about housing growth without vital infrastructure, about doctors and teachers not being able to afford a house. All these things that are very important to people in my constituency, as well as to the Liberal Democrats. But of special note was Baron Renton's calls for more generous attendance and disability allowances so that people can be properly cared for by loved ones in their own homes. The importance of having a care system that truly works and genuinely supports carers is critical in ensuring that we live in a civilised society where, regardless of your life stage and regardless of your physical or mental health, you can live the best life possible and achieve your potential. We must care about care. We must make this a priority of this new Parliament. In the most recent boundary changes, a significant proportion of Mid-Sussex and the area that is my home was formerly part of the Arundel and South Downs constituency. I want to thank the Honourable Member for Arundel and South Downs for his courteous and prompt handover of casework, but I probably owe a bigger debt of gratitude to his predecessor, Noble Lord Herbert of South Downs. The Noble Lord may not realise it, but he played a hand in lighting the touch paper on my political journey that has led me to be here today. You see, during the European Union referendum campaign, the Noble Lord was the chairman of Conservatives for Reform in Europe, and he kindly agreed to come to my village one afternoon to join a cross-party stall for Remain that I was organising. It might be said that he inspired me. Madam Deputy Speaker, as a Liberal Democrat, I will always advocate for closer ties with our European allies and our neighbours. We believe that in a world as unstable and dangerous as it is, we are stronger when we turn to face our closest friends and neighbours. Cooperation, not antagonism, are the best ways to tackle the challenges that our planet faces. So what of Mid-Sussex? I feel confident in asserting that I and all of my predecessors do agree that the stunning beauty of our corner of England is spectacular. From the High Weald area of outstanding natural beauty in the north to the South Downs National Park in the south, we are truly blessed. Madam Deputy Speaker, it is fair to say that I have felt truly blessed to have called Mid-Sussex my home for the last 12 years, not only for its beauty, but for its brilliant people. It's a place where extraordinary things can and do happen because people pull together and step up. If a Liberal Democrat being elected to a constituency that back in 2012 had a 27,000 Conservative majority is not extraordinary enough, it's also the kind of place where just this week former England player Gareth Barry signed for a village football team, One Hurst Pierpoint FC, and where Olympian Nathan Hales is competing in the shooting in Paris as part of Team GB. We're all rooting for you, Nathan, and the whole of Team GB. Yeah. But it's more than about individual effort. It is also about local collective determination. The village of Cookfield has a proud identity and even made a unilateral declaration of independence in 1966 over the venue of the annual Donkey Grand National. There's the Bentswood Hub in Haywards Heath, helping young and old with their mental health, their bills and their housing. Or the Burgess Hill Pantry, who are trying to find a way to help break the cycle of food bank dependency. And this very weekend, local charity Kangaroos are celebrating 30 years of helping children with learning disabilities and their families. There is also, Madam Deputy Speaker, incredible groups working to tackle the climate crisis, and that brings me to the subject of today's debate. There is Fairer World Linfield, Hurst Rethink, and Greener Hassocks and Ditchling. These groups are tireless advocates and campaigners for the idea that if you want to tackle the climate crisis, rather than wait for the government to get on board, maybe you can start doing something yourselves. Greener Hassocks and Ditchling have put solar panels on the roof of Downlands Community School in Hassocks. The Bolney Wine Estate, in conjunction with the Brighton Energy Cooperative, have put a solar array on the roofs of their winery, which now generates over 50% of the energy required to produce 500,000 bottles of wine. But local groups can only do so much, and they need government to create an environment where it's easy rather than hard to make the energy transition happen. Things like speeding up grid connections, which currently can take up to 3 years, are needed. We need to make better use of space for solar arrays that have no other purpose, industrial rooftops or the sides of railway lines. The will is there in Mid-Sussex, and I'm sure it's there right across our country. But we need to do more, and we need to make it easy. We must make it easy. Our communities, our constituents, our children and generations as yet unborn demand nothing less. Thank you.